there's an inconvenient truth that neither side really wants to hear. If you're a couch potato, it's going to make you nervous. If you are a die-hard fitness junkie, it's probably going to annoy you. And that's exactly why people rarely talk about it. Here it is. Working out regularly does not make you immune to a stroke. Right about now, I know what's going through your head. Then why bother working out at all? Is exercising actually more dangerous than sitting on the couch? Or is this just another fear-mongering headline? No, absolutely not. If you stick around until the end, you will see that this fact doesn't diminish the value of exercise at all. In fact, understanding it is what will help you train smarter, stay safe, and live longer. The real question isn't whether you exercise or not. It's about how much pressure your blood vessels are under every single day, and whether you actually know what's happening inside your own body. Over years of working with people, I have noticed two classic profiles that pop up time and time again. Type 1, the office worker. They spend most of the day sitting. Movement is minimal. Their diet isn't terrible, but they consume more energy than they burn. Slowly, the belly expands and the scale creeps up, but they don't feel any pain or shortness of breath. During annual checkups, doctors say everything looks fine for now, so they naturally assume they are in the clear. Type 2, the total opposite, the fitness enthusiast. They hit the gym religiously, running, HIIT, heavy lifting, 5 or 6 days a week, sometimes every single day. They look lean, toned, and peak fit. Anyone looking at them assumes that person is the picture of health, and they believe it too. These two types seem worlds apart. One barely moves, the other never stops. One looks unhealthy, the other looks like a fitness model. But here's the kicker. Both of them can suffer a stroke. It isn't because they are careless or don't value their health. It's because their bodies are taking two completely different biological paths to damage, and both paths are very easy to misunderstand. To wrap this, there's one fundamental rule you need to remember. Strong muscles do not equal healthy blood vessels. And when your blood vessels are in trouble, you won't always feel it. The human body is amazingly resilient. It can adapt, compensate, and hide internal issues for years, until the day it simply can't anymore. When that breaking point hits, it happens fast, without warning or time to prepare. For the sedentary group, the breakdown isn't sudden. It's a slow burn. Inactivity slows down your metabolism. Blood sugar creeps up just a bit, cholesterol nudges higher, blood pressure fluctuates, even if it hasn't officially crossed into the red zone. These numbers aren't alarming enough to cause panic, and there's no physical pain. But deep down, something critical is degrading. The endothelium, the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels that keeps blood flowing smoothly. When this lining loses its function, low-grade, silent chronic inflammation sets in. This endothelial dysfunction creates the perfect doorway for bad LDL cholesterol to infiltrate the vessel walls. It's not just that LDL is present. It's that the vessel wall is too compromised to defend itself. Plaque begins to build up silently. Some people get a clean bill of health at their annual checkup, only to suffer a stroke months later. It wasn't bad luck. Their vascular system had been deteriorating for years. Eventually, if a piece of plaque ruptures, the body forms a blood clot to seal it. If the clot blocks blood flow to the brain, a stroke occurs. For the dedicated athlete, the story looks totally different. The issue here isn't a lack of movement, it's chronic physiological stress. When you push through intense workouts, your blood pressure spikes dramatically for brief moments. That's a normal physical response. But ask yourself this. If you already have tiny, anesthetic plaque formations inside your arteries, which can happen even to young, lean, fit people due to genetics, stress, poor sleep, or diet. What happens when you repeatedly subject those vessels to extreme pressure spikes? On top of that, long workouts without proper hydration cause blood to thicken, raising the odds of clot formation. High-intensity training paired with chronic stress and poor sleep can also trigger heart rhythm abnormalities. You might look extremely fit on the outside, but your cardiovascular system is running on overdrive. In this scenario, a stroke isn't caused by slow decay. It's caused by a sudden rupture point under stress. This brings us to a major myth we need to bust. As long as I exercise, my heart is safe. That's a misconception. Exercise lowers your overall risk, but it doesn't erase it. It doesn't mean working out is bad for you. Far from it. Proper exercise is one of the best ways to protect your heart. The problem arises when your training regimen outpaces your body's current physiological capacity. Your body doesn't care how many workout sessions you log each week. It cares about how well you recover. If you are pushing hard 5 to 6 days a week, ask yourself, are you actually getting healthier, or are you just trying to prove how disciplined you are? So, what are the early warning signs you should never ignore? Strokes rarely strike out of nowhere. They leave subtle clues. Have you ever experienced sudden dizziness or lightheadedness when standing up quickly? Fleeting, hard to describe headaches? A racing heart or skipped beats after an intense workout? Mild numbness or tingling in one arm or leg? A general sense that your body just feels off, even if you are managing daily life fine. These aren't full-blown strokes yet, but they are clear signals that your cardiovascular system is under strain. However, if a stroke is actively happening, remember the medical rule of thumb. F.A.S.T. F. Face. One side of the face droops or feels numb. Smile to check if it's uneven. A. Arms. One arm feels weak or numb. Try raising both arms. Does one drift downward? S. Speech. Slurred speech or difficulty speaking. Try repeating a simple sentence. T. Time. If you observe any of these signs, call emergency services immediately. When a stroke hits, you do not wait around to rest it off. Every minute that passes means millions of brain cells are at risk. So, how should you adjust your routine? There are no inherently bad exercises, only exercises that don't match your current physical state. If you are sedentary or just getting back into fitness, focus on fast walking, light cycling, swimming, or low-impact endurance training. These activities boost endothelial function without causing sharp blood pressure spikes. Avoid sudden mass effort sprints or high-intensity competitive sports right out of the gate. If you are a seasoned athlete, ask yourself if you have 2 recovery days built into your schedule. Incorporate low heart rate cardio and regular deload weeks. If your resting heart rate starts creeping up, if your sleep quality drops despite being exhausted, or if you feel progressively weaker during workouts, that's your cue to back off, not push harder. Working out more isn't always better. Training smarter is what keeps you safe in the long run. What about nutrition and lifestyle? To be clear, food isn't a cure-all, and no single food can magically clean out your arteries. But a smart diet reduces inflammation and lightens the workload on your heart. Focus on leafy greens, fresh fruits, fatty fish rich in omega-3s, and healthy fats from nuts and extra virgin olive oil, while cutting back on refined sugar and ultra-processed foods. Eat to support your biology, not to detox. And don't underestimate sleep. Chronic sleep deprivation spikes stress hormones, elevates blood pressure, and disrupts health rhythms. You can train hard and eat clean, but without quality sleep, much of those benefits get wiped out. Before we wrap up, take a moment to be honest with yourself. Are you training to build genuine health, or are you trying to prove something? When was the last time you took a complete rest day without feeling guilty? Are you ignoring subtle body signals just because you think you are young and invisible? Exercise lowers stroke risk, but it's no substitute for listening to your body. If this video helps you understand your health a little better, not to scare you, but to help you move and live smarter, feel free to subscribe. Disclaimer: the content in this video is provided for general educational purposes only and should not replace professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you have underlying cardiovascular conditions, high blood pressure, arrhythmias, or experience unusual symptoms during physical activity, please consult your doctor for a personalized evaluation.